Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. From Studio A in Houston, Texas, welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up this half hour, I got some great things, little tidbits that I'm going to share with you.
All right.
Konrad has the events calendar, and later we're going to look at the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World, Mars, King Konrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. It's kind of a yucky day outside, cold.
Yucky.
Cloudy. It's supposed to rain a little bit later on. Anyway, I did want to mention this. This came up on Automotive News this morning. Polestar's newest outlet is made entirely out of snow.
What?
Yeah, they've opened up a snow room in Finland. That's not a typo either. The electric vehicle maker's newest retail location is built entirely out of snow. More than 105,000 cubic feet of it harvested from a nearby ski resort. The skiers aren't happy, but they are. The cube-shaped building was constructed over just 20 days in Rovaniemi, which lies in the Arctic Circle. Polestar Snow Space, as they call it, is open until late February for consumers to book Arctic test drives of the Polestar 2 EV. At that point, Polestar will demolish the structure and return the snow to the ski slopes.
No, it's just going to melt.
Well,
where do they plug it in?
What color is it? Is it yellow?
I don't. Let me look a little bit further because there they are. This is a story about them actually building it, which is basically big, humongous ice cubes. But it is in Finland in the Arctic Circle, so I guess it's cold up there most of the time.
I wonder if it's heated.
I can't imagine.
Doubtful.
Yeah. Anyway, hemmings. I love to look at the marketplace.
You sent me a couple of this week.
Yes, I have, haven't I?
Yeah.
So here's one. Now, these are cars that sold through Hemmings Marketplace, and you can go online and look them up, hemmings.com, and look under auctions. Anyway, a 1986 Chevrolet Corvette. Looks like it's a convertible. I don't have any of the details, but the selling price was $10,000.
For an 86?
For an 86. Here's one. A pretty good-looking 1996 Chevrolet Tahoe, the two-door old Tahoe, sold for $6,400. Now, I don't know what it looks like underneath it.
Right.
Rust holes everywhere. I don't know all of
that
that stuff. But I just thought these were. And here's one for you. A 1988 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. You want to guess how much it sold for?
$9,000.
$9,500. You win. You're
Ding,
on the
ding,
Price
ding.
is Right. Let's see what else we got here. Here's one. Speaking of Fords, we had the Ford guy on a minute ago. 1956 Ford Fairlane, done in a two-toned green, sold for $14,910. Pretty good-looking car. Big, wide, white walls on it. A 1972 Buick Grand Sport convertible. Want to guess?
35.
21.
$94,500.
Well, at least we didn't go over.
You didn't go over.
Did you see some of the prices at Kissimmee?
Yeah.
Mecum Kissimmee? $1 million for a GTO Judge convertible, a 70 model.
Oh, that yellow one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
That's just crazy.
It was ridiculous money.
It is. I'm sorry. That's too. How long is he going to have to hold on to that to get his money back?
Till the next auction.
Forever. 1927 Ford Model T. All restored, good looking, wood wheels, the whole 9 yards. How much do you think something like that would be worth?
But you could
$4,000.
You could look it up.
$21,000. But I think that's a bargain.
You could look it up on the Ford Archive site. I bet you.
Probably so.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think that the color would be right though.
Oh.
That's some sort of an.
Weren't they all black?
They were. Yeah.
You can get any color as long as it's black.
As long as it's black. And how about, to end this, the 1975 Volkswagen Samba. It's like that one of those 13-window VW buses. 1975.
32.
$89,250.
And it's a Samba?
Called a Samba.
I only salsa.
You know Samba? Just salsa. Jeff, thank you.
That's if it's not too hot.
Let's look at the events calendar, shall we? Now, the events calendar, obviously, we lead off with the fact that coming up on Tuesday night is the big dance,
The gala.
the gala at the Houston Automotive
Is
Show.
it gala
at
or
NRG.
gala? Gala?
Gala.
Is it gala?
Gala, yeah.
Depends on where you live.
It's true.
But
And how much
at
the
any
tickets
rate,
are.
and then the next day is the opening.
Opening.
Of the car show. And that's for 5 days.
So this morning, Coles Crossing, coffee and cars. I have a couple of friends.
Now, wait a minute.
out
This
there.
is cruise in. So we that's a separate thing. This is the events calendar. That's why I started it off.
March 28th is the Spindletop Car Show at Church on the Rock, and I think we'll have a little bit more. We're going to interview, I guess, the
John Carnahan, the president
John-
of Spindletop.
president of the Spindletop Car Club. April 2nd at 6:30 to 10:30 a.m. The Woodlands Cars and Coffee for a Cause, and I mentioned that because Randy Weldon is a huge fan of that, and they
We
do
haven't talked to Randy in a while.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah.
fundraising for local charities in the Woodlands and Montgomery County. April 2nd, starting at 12 p.m. through April 15th at 6 p.m. is the Texas Pony Party. Maybe Monty, the singing donkey, can go.
You're going to pony up.
There you go.
And that's at the Confederate Air Force Central Texas Wing.
I don't
which-
think they call it the Confederate. I think they call it the Commemorative Air
Yeah.
No,
Force.
I'm sorry. It does say commemorative. I read Confederate.
Yeah, it's so
Commemorative.
easy to mix those two words up.
Commemorative Air Force Central Wing.
Yeah.
April 14th is the Lone Star 40 Convention. Lone Star, been a great ride. It'll be hosted by the Central Texas Classic Chevy Club, and that's going to be at the Embassy Suites in San Marcos. June 24th is the Lone Star Drift at round 3 at the Houston Police Academy. I wonder if,
Have you ever been drifting?
well, I mean, I grew up in New York, and you know,
Not that kind. Not in the snow. Not drifting like
Or drifting in
on
and out of
ice.
consciousness. You can't do that. That's
I've never been to a professional drifting show, because that's a little bit more of a
that. Smoke show.
more of a artsy competition than it is a timed speed
Correct.
show. right?
Yeah.
and I think we're a little older than what.
I'd
is
like
the
to sit in
actual-
the car while the guy drives it. I'm not competent to do it. I don't know.
You'd scream like a 7-year-old.
That's what
He
I'm
does
looking
that
forward
going
to.
to dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, at any rate,
I wonder if Tomlin will be involved in that. That'll be at the Houston Police Academy. And then September 29th is Good Guys 30th Summit Racing Lone Star Nationals at Texas Motor Speedway.
did you happen to mention the Hot Rod Tour of Texas?
Hot Rod Tour of Texas, which was announced last week here on the show. They have officially now sold out of car passes.
Didn't take long.
300 cars.
Yeah.
300 cars.
Didn't take long.
And what is that, the 24th
The 27th, I think,
27th.
of April.
of April?
It's coming up. And it's going to be a great event. And I'm looking forward to the route map and also the overnight stops. I have a pretty good idea where they're going to be, but they're still working on
Because you have
hotel
the
arrangements.
inside connection.
Well,
Well, I think they've already said that the towns the overnight stops are going to be in.
But the events in the towns. And Mike is planning a remote. Was it New Braunfels?
Still working on the details.
Still working on details? Okay. And
Gotta-
Bobby Sparkman has been keeping everybody up to date on how many are left. And as Conrad said, they're done. They're booked.
And also, one of the big events today is George Skelton's birthday.
Yes.
yay,
Yay,
George.
George.
Happy
Happy birthday,
birthday,
George.
George. George is probably one of our biggest fans.
And we're going to get him a free taco.
Are we?
We're gonna get-
Taco
We
Award.
got a taco. We got
Yeah.
a taco. award back
Watch
here.
your mailbox, George. It's on the way.
Yeah. Contact Jeff.
It's gonna be a little cold.
InWheelTime.com.
And the cheese is going to be dripping it, but it'll be fine.
It will be.
Well, let's send it to him in August. That way it'll be warm.
Well, but George, I think, connected us to a couple of very good stories. One of the best shows I think we did was the Betty Skelton show,
I agree with you.
which
yes.
was his
Memorable.
aunt
Yes.
who had a Corvette connection, but she was also a
Land speed record holder.
land speed record holder. She drove one of the Art Arfon's cars, and she was also an
Is she a pilot also?
Yeah.
Pilot,
aerialist
yes.
for
Mhm.
pilots. She was in a number of as a plane pilot in a number of Chevrolet commercials, and she worked for Chevrolet's advertising agency for a number of years. And they have a section about Betty at the National Corvette Museum. Well, a section about women at the National Corvette
And she's
Museum.
featured in that.
And she's
Yeah.
very
Prominent.
prominently featured in
Yeah.
that.
Very cool. Happy birthday, George.
Yeah, exactly.
So what is this, George? 76, 77? You're the same age as Don, right?
I'm not
Is that
quite
the-
there. I'm not quite there yet.
he born
Thank
in-
you.
Was he born in 1877 or? Was it...
No, he said he said he wasn't Don.
What?
Said he wasn't you, so he couldn't have been born in 1877.
Oh. I'm
You
sure
know
he'll
what?
be giving us some feedback.
You know that I have control over the microphones over here.
He's been a little feisty down there on the end.
He
right?
has.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. What did you wake up and have some burnt post toasties or something?
No, I've been dropping those quarters in,
Oh God.
He's been eating
they're-
apple
and the
apple
quarters-
donuts.
and the quarters are cold.
Yeah, I had
Apple donuts.
an apple filled thing there that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
This
those are the events coming up.
very good.
We've got Avalon Diner coming up with coffee and chrome and coffee. Coffee.
Chrome and coffee. Mhm.
That's coming up in a couple weeks, isn't it?
It is on the
Yeah.
first. That's the first
First
Sunday of the month.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
down at the
that'll-
Avalon Diner
Mhm.
in the
It's
in the
2
fountains.
weeks from now.
Yeah, in the fountains. I actually called Craig and I said I hadn't heard from him in a couple of weeks. I said, "Are you mad at me?" So he goes, "No, why?"
Because no, I don't even think of you.
Pretty much.
Who is this? I thought I'd blocked.
Yeah. Well, he was sick, the Chrome and Coffee before, and I was there. And this time, it just so happened that Chrome and Coffee fell on
New Year's-
January 1st, New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And not that I wasn't in any condition to go, but quite frankly, I forgot about it.
Well,
Forget about it.
forget about it. It's the first day of the new year, and people have other plans besides doing that. So
Well, and what, not only that, but I had taken, I think, a Friday and a Monday off. So it
And-
was messed up.
it,
And you were busy working with Susie as she was listening to all the fireworks go off.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Actually, she didn't go too crazy with the fireworks. It's the thunderstorms, which are due in here this afternoon.
well, she was at our house. You brought her over to our house for New Year's. Was it New
That's-
Year's? Yeah,
I think it was New
Yeah,
Year's
yeah, New
Eve,
Year's,
wasn't it? Yeah.
And speaking of Chrome and Coffee, Cam, one of the guitar players I play with, actually knows Greg Bierman.
I did.
Yeah.
Huh.
Actually knows.
So
him. You
does
know
he have
Cam.
does he have a chrome?
Yes, I do.
A chrome guitar.
No, he actually works and builds race cars. So he's had a lot of product sent over to Craig's for chroming, and it just happened to be a conversation.
Not only the best chrome in Houston, the best chrome in the country.
right,
Pretty much, yeah.
and
'Cause
a
he's
good
done some
turnaround.
Riddler's cars, if
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember correctly.
Yes, that's right.
But just a conversation, one thing led to another, and pretty soon, well, yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, I know that guy.
Well,
too.
he always manages to get me in trouble at the Autorama every year.
Yeah.
This year he didn't because I was sick.
Doesn't take much.
No, it
I
doesn't.
think it's all self-inflicted. He just lets you do it.
yeah, he's-
pretty much.
He just stands over
Lets
there
the
and
rope
says,
out.
"Watch this."
or I'm in another world, and all of a sudden I kind of come to halfway, and I'm sitting there in the in-wheel time booth, and I look up, and he is turning red and crying in tears, laughing at me.
Laughing so hard.
I think
Won't
that's
do
why
that
we're
again.
always right there close so that he can watch us while
Yeah.
he's doing.
It's Steve Green that does this.
Yes.
He puts us right across the hall from.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, we
Works
yeah.
out well.
Huh? Well, it works out well for everybody except me.
Eh.
Gives the rest of us something to laugh at.
Yeah.
Entertainment value.
Well, there is some entertainment value in that. All right.
Stand by for next year's.
Yeah. If we all make it that
Mhm.
far. Why don't we do This Week in Auto History? I have that written down
Okay,
here.
let me pull that rascal up.
Okay. I always love auto history.
Okay.
This Week in Auto History. And one of the things that I was taught in my early days of radio, which was back in the steamroller days, is that we don't go back. We don't talk about history. We don't have this day in history. Well, guess what? To all those unemployed consultants that came up with that.
Naysayers.
Thank you. So we're going to do it anyway here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show for This Week in Auto History.
In 1905, Arthur McDonald of Great Britain set a land speed record on Daytona Beach, Florida, of 149.87.
In that thing?
In that thing.
Good Lord, that's scary.
Can you imagine?
It
No.
sort of
No.
looks like it's a steam with the pipes or tubes or something.
Yeah.
Was it steam?
And went 149 miles an hour.
Sitting outside,
No helmet, no
Open
roll
cab.
cage.
Yeah. I
no
mean, just
seat
wind
belt,
in
no
your
nothing.
face.
Yeah.
Did have a cool hat though. I like the hat.
In 1924, Kingsford, Michigan, the Ford Motor Company's planned community was incorporated as a village. The company Ford owned large tracts of timber in the area, which were used to produce wooden auto body panels like those commonly seen on station wagons in later decades.
Is that where the Kingsford Charcoal Company is?
I don't know. I'm assuming so because the Kingsford name.
That I don't know, but that's a good question. I don't know.
But it's amazing how smart Henry was to not only build cars the way he did, which was the first moving assembly line, but to own all of the componentry
forest, yeah.
coming to it because he had a rubber plantation.
Fordlandia down in South America.
So
Yep. And
reutilize the everything.
exactly when they built Willow Run, they used the scrap materials to heat the building.
Okay.
Willow Run.
In 1948, we just heard about this on the first interview we had. In 1948, Ford cars and trucks shared the same styling cues, and all Ford was introduced the F1, the start of the F-Series trucks in Ford. And in 1948, they had badged an F1 through an F8 in order of ascending capabilities. Like today, it's the F-150, 250, 350, 450, 550. Back then, they had the F1 through the F8.
They don't make a 850, do they? Today?
That they do.
I
I,
don't-
think they do.
650.
I think 650 is the biggest.
Yeah, I think so.
Still like it.
And shout out a happy birthday to Janis Joplin from over there in
Wait a minute, she's dead.
she's been dead a while.
She lives on the internet, so everybody still does birthdays to people on the internet that are
Yeah,
gone,
and they
dead.
actually
David Crosby's dead too.
And I was just about to say they actually
It's not his
Crosby
birthday.
So is
and
Jeff
Janis
Beck.
were they got together playing guitar and writing music together. One of the first couple of songs that Crosby was involved with was with Janis. And Crosby
probably doing
was
a little heroin together too.
The reason they don't remember it.
Crosby was inducted in the Hall of Fame twice, once for the Byrds and then once for Crosby, Stills, Nash. Yeah.
And she
Graham
was-
Nash was actually deaf in one ear for about 40%, 60%. He was deaf.
And Janis Joplin was born in 1943, the same year you, Don.
Actually, I was born in 23.
Okay,
That's the way I
18,
feel
23.
today.
but that was in Port Arthur, Texas.
No, that would be Mars.
In 1954, General Motors introduced the Firebird XP21 show car, the world's first gas turbine power car.
That's
powered
very
car.
cool.
Yeah, it is.
And actually, that is still at the GM Heritage Museum.
Is it?
It was
Bubble
named.
top.
It was named as an imitation of the U.S. military's experimental jet-powered aircraft.
It looks like one of those bomb cars that they used to make. Those
Yep.
that had
Tanks.
Like run
Yeah.
at Bonneville,
Yeah, the tank.
Bonneville and
Yeah.
The belly tank cars.
Belly tank.
yeah.
And a lot of people think the first turbine car shown by an auto manufacturer was the Chrysler turbine, and they did sell a small number of those Chrysler turbines. GM never.
I didn't
sold
think
a
they
turbine.
sold them. Didn't they kind of lease them or something? Because
They were out there in the market. I want to say 50 or 60 of them, but I think Chrysler went back out and got them all.
Yeah.
Because they had a tendency to kind of warm up the car behind them.
That's what I was thinking. You talking about tailgate, getting rid of a tailgate.
I actually saw one run, and it was at the Chrysler Proving Grounds, and I will tell you that underneath the back end of that car, it was hot.
They're loud too.
Everybody's there making
No, it wasn't
s'mores.
loud.
Was it loud?
It
No,
was
it
not
wasn't
loud. I don't know how they muffled the sound of it, but they did.
Well, helicopters aren't loud except the noise that the prop makes.
Right. To the
Well,
wind,
I
to
don't
the
know
air.
about that. You stand next to a jet engine, I can promise you it's loud.
Okay. Well, I don't get that privilege.
Well, it's not a privilege,
Okay.
but it's
The
loud.
curse.
In 1955, the Cadillac Park Avenue show car was displayed at the New York Motorama in Manhattan's Waldorf Astoria
That's
Hotel.
gorgeous. That is gorgeous.
And the Park Avenue was
What year was that?
1955.
Wow.
The Park Avenue led as the prototype for the Eldorado Brougham.
Broham.
Broham.
The Broham.
Broham.
The
Okay,
Brougham.
Broham.
And it was in the time it was the most costly car.
And what about the
Cadillac.
deuce and a quarter?
That's a 225.
But those were Buick used the Park Avenue name. Cadillac started a number of names. Cadillac actually had an El Camino. wasn't a car truck thing, but that was the name of
The
their
branding of it, yeah.
the name of their show car.
We're just going to take a minute and absorb this photo for some time here.
Prosperity.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Jeff, our cattle lunatic.
Cattle.
In 1971, Jaguar's XJ13 prototype was displayed in England by British Leland.
Not a big Jag fan.
No,
Never have been.
No, I thought they made some stunningly beautiful cars.
Well, the XKE
Design.
when it first came out was,
Yeah.
but now it looks odd.
I like that one.
And this car was destined to become the next luxury Jaguar. The bad luck is that the prototype was wrecked in its first test run, so
Oh,
the
boy.
quality of the cars was left to be.
Was it in the media fleet?
Driven by test driver Norman Dewis.
Dewis.
Dewis, Dewis, ending the XJ13 development program. He ruined the car, and it was kept by Jaguar and rebuilt.
That's too bad.
So that is this week in automotive history.
Well, I want more
Carol Shelby's birthday was this week.
Yep.
Let's see who else. AJ Foyt's birthday is this
Oh,
week.
I did
It
not know
was this
that.
past week, yeah.
Right.
He's
Happy
88.
birthday, AJ.
Yeah,
88.
Happy
yeah Mars,
birthday,
you need to
dude.
get AJ on the show.
Do that.
And Elon, too.
You know, he probably is listening.
Mm-hmm.
Not.
Well,
But he's up in Hockley.
Hockley
He's
or
not far
Waller.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's not that far away. Although that's a haul for me, not for you.
No.
But
And I had met him. He used to eat lunch at Cattleman's in Waller, and I had met him at Cattleman's a couple of times.
it's in. As a matter of fact, I have an interesting story. I was doing some work for Mitsubishi Forklift. They've got a factory over there on the Beltway, and they had done a trade with AJ. We'll give you a forklift, and those things are expensive. by
Oh
the way.
yeah.
We'll give you a forklift if you will come and have a personal appearance at our. It was a luncheon that they were debuting some
Forklift.
whiz bang forklift, and so I had a chance to not only interview
Whiz
him.
Bang, is that another brand name? The
Probably.
Whiz Bang.
So I had a chance to interview him on stage in front of the crowd of people that was there, and I also had the opportunity to have lunch with him. And walking over to the lunch from the stage, had a very nice walking conversation with him. And it's hard for him to walk because of all the accidents and leg injuries that he's had. But I was pleasantly surprised because, you know, A.J. Foyt had this reputation of violent temper.
Of being a hard ass.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Very much so. And he was not that way toward me at all, and I didn't pick up on any of that. He is a very, very passionate man. And needless to say, you can imagine what he experienced in his racing career starting back in the late 1940s and up to, well, I guess is he still running a race car at
I think
Indy?
he's still a team owner.
He's a team owner for an Indy car. I think like 3 Indy cars.
Well, he's a very passionate man, especially when it comes to racing.
You got to think he's one of the very few drivers who has won the Indy 500,
Yep.
the Daytona 500, and the 24 Hours Le Mans.
Truly an amazing individual. And to think that here is a race car driver that has lived to be 88 years old
Yeah.
is truly remarkable.
And has had some horrific accidents.
I
through
will
this
never
time.
forget the IndyCar wreck that he had, and it was up north on a road course somewhere, and he went off the course and plowed it into a berm.
Was that
And
Watkins Glen?
I think it might have been
Yeah,
Watkins
he had
Glen.
a horrible accident at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, well, it broke both of his legs and
Yeah.
his feet, and it was just a horrible thing. And he didn't quit after that race, but it was a while, and he managed to, I guess, race another couple of races. He says, I just can't quite do what I used to do. He had to have help to get into the car. I just, you got to look at a guy like that and you go, wow, now there's some passion,
And his stamina.
Yep.
For the career.
Right.
Yeah.
How about the story of when he got stung by 1,000,000 bees up there
that
in
was
his
on his
farm?
ranch.
He almost
farm,
died
yeah.
from that.
Didn't that happen
Oh, up
twice?
in
Was it once
Waller?
or twice?
In Waller?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah. That was a few years back. And he was good friends with Bob Allen. He used to be the sports director at Channel 13 before he passed. And he had a great relationship with Bob, and Bob could call him on the phone and get whatever interviews that he wanted. Maybe one of these days before I die, I'll be able to do that as well. Hey, AJ, how you doing?
You can call me anytime, Don.
Thank you. And I do, even when you're in California at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
But you were supposed to be back, I think. All right, it's time to move on. Quick break now. We'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio. It would help if I turned it on.
Some things just belong together. Chips and queso, beer and barbecue, and the Auto Show and Boat Show. January 25th to 29th at NRG Center. One ticket, 2 great shows. Climb Jeep Mountain, board your dream boat, get the kids hooked on fishing at the trout pond, and join Evolve on an EV test drive, including the Ford Lightning. See all the latest models at the Houston Automotive Show, January 25th to 29th. Beat the line and buy online at automotiveshow.com.
Your friends and hosts of the quarterly Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupe, Tortilla, and Katy want to thank you for your participation in last year's events and look forward to more in 2023. You'll hear about them all right here and online soon. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure to stop in at the original Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex near I-10 and Highway 6, or at the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. In Beaumont or College Station, you'll want to stop in and have Lupe's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupe Tortilla. Lupe founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are car people through and through. Both are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. You'll see them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In the spring at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99, the Grand Parkway, and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details soon right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InWheelTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.